All right, so we traveled to Sweden this weekend for GothCon. It is a 64-person GT that is full of sharks. We've got a bunch of representatives of Team Sweden there. We've got a bunch of representatives of Team Norway there. We had some other people coming out. We had some previous WTC cap. There were just a lot of exceptionally good players at this tournament, and it was an absolute blast. So what I'm going to do is, in a moment, I'm going to switch to a video that's going to talk to you about the army that I'm bringing. But before I get into that, I just want to go ahead and explain the way the tournament was set up. So we used WTC scoring, and if you're not familiar with that, what that means is that it works on a 5-point differential. So if you and I score, if I score 85 points and you score 80 points, it's actually considered a draw. If I score 86 points and you score 80 points, it's going to be considered a 1-point victory to me, and that the final total score would be considered 11-9, meaning I won 11-9. So my opponent would get 9 points and I would get 11 points. This is a point structure that's commonly used in teams, and I actually think it's a fantastic way to do things. So this is the way that they were scoring it at this tournament. It was actually something called West Coast Sweden scoring, but it's essentially the same. So that's all that you guys need to know. So when you see the different points with the points and stuff that we're talking about, that's how it actually works. So the terrain was also another thing that was really, really interesting. And the way it worked is that there were 3 terrain sets. So you had War Games terrain, Game Mat terrain, and then you also had what's called a Dutch terrain set. So it was actually really fascinating. And you had every single round, you were going to be given a randomized terrain set. So you didn't know which one you were going to get. And at the beginning of the tournament, I actually thought this was going to be really dumb and I was going to hate it. But I actually ended up loving it, because what happened is that one of the tables is really good for melee armies, one was really good for shooting armies, one was a really good just kind of balanced blend. And it ended up making the tournament so surprising because people would get heavily punished for taking crazy skews, which really forced people to design more balanced, well-written lists. And I actually was all for it. So I thought it was really, really cool. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and switch over right now. I'll do the army review and then we'll get right into the tournament review. Cheers. And we are here with a squad walking to GothCon. Well, actually, we're going to go get Red Bull and candy, but then we're going to go play. I'm scared of this guy. Hey, Victor, say hi.
Hello.
Victor is the very first person in the history of the world in 10th edition to win a GT with Grey Knights, and he is bringing pure cancer this weekend.
Oh, yes.
And he scares me. And he has a beautiful beard, which is also very intimidating. Then back here, we've got Mr. Eirik. And this is your first big GT, right?
Invasion.
Oh, you went to Invasion. That's true. Okay, so this would be like your second big GT, so that's going to be freaking awesome. And then way back there, we have Mr. the Beautiful, the one, the only, Kjetil. You guys know him, you love him. He's our professional admin on Happy Company Wargaming. So we'll get some supplies and then we'll be back. We'll show you some tables, some really cool models, some of the bullshit that I painted, which is awful, but we'll be back. Cheers. And here are the Blood Angels in all of their glory. So this is the list that I built. I think I'm really excited to see how it goes on the tabletop. I think I built something that's going to do quite well. So this is going to be a 6-round tournament, and we've got a lot of amazing players here. So let me just go and run through my list and kind of explain to you guys how it's going to work on the table. And it's going to be pretty exciting. So the crux of my list is everything essentially has a jump pack and everything has a feel no pain. So I've got 2 squads of these jump assault intercessors here. Each one is led by a sanguinary priest. One is led by a sanguinary priest and a jump captain with Thunderhammer. So on this squad right here, we have a Thunderhammer, which is going to be Artisan of War upgrade. And then over here, I've got my Sang Priest, who's also going to be leading the Vanguard vets. And this guy's got the Icon of the Angel to do some super fallback shenanigans. And that's Neil Kerr, everyone. Neil Kerr, wave. There he is. Yay. He's the guy who organizes the WTC, which is one of the best freaking tournaments in the world. And not anymore? Oh, he's the guy who did organize the WTC, which is one of the best damn tournaments in the world. And he's doing this tournament for us today, so we really appreciate him. And so I have these 2 squads of jump assault intercessors. Now they put out a crazy amount of damage, because when they charge, every model that ends in engagement can cause a mortal wound on a 4-ups. So this squad on average is going to do 6 mortal wounds when they charge, and this squad on average is going to do 5.5 mortals when they charge, which is a massive amount of damage. Not to mention the 51 chainsword attacks that are going to be at strength 7, AP 2, damage 1. And then the power fist and the Thunderhammer from the captain, that's going to be like an astonishing AP 4 power Thunderhammer. And when you stack that with the Blood Angel strats for getting lethal and lance, it becomes very spicy, especially if you get Oath of the Moment on it. And remember, the Sanguinary Priest give you a 5-up Feel No Pain and that sweet +1 AP, which is totally badass for the units. Then we have the Van Vets, who always have that 4-up invuln, and they always get lethal when they charge, so I don't even need to use the CP to make them have charge. Now, the Icon of the Angel Sanguinary Priest has a special role, because what I do with this unit is I tag everything that I can in my opponent's army, so that if they ever want to fall back from them, they have to take Desperate Escape Test, which is really dang strong. I've got 2 units of Scouts to do shenanigans, which I typically use for like move blocking and stuff. I know people like them for scoring points. I use them, honestly, I generally sacrifice them turn 1 to move block, and I'm generally pretty happy with that. I've got an obligatory unit of Infiltrators, and these bad boys are here to, screen my deployment zone. I actually always hate taking them, but every time I don't have them, I lose because I don't have them. So I just take them now. And then I have the badass unit of the Death Company Marines with jump packs. So these guys, when they charge, they have 40 Power Fist attacks that reroll hit rolls, are lethal hits because they are led by Lamartes. They're -1 damage. It's gonna be strength 10 Power Fist. It is absolutely disgusting the amount of damage. Not to mention they all have Melta pistols, which also get to reroll hit rolls. So this unit is gonna hit super hard, and they're typically in rapid ingress, so I can get them where I need them. Finally, I've got the army backed up by a Ball Predator. I have a Reaper, Gladiator Reaper, and a Vindicator. The Vindicator's job is to pop transports, and the other is just to annihilate elite infantry at range. And this is the army. It's 2,000 points on the dot. It is badass. I'm really excited to see how it goes. A really interesting thing about this tournament here is that we have randomized terrain layouts. So if you look at this particular table that we have right here, this is actually going to be a beautiful table for my army to play on, because I have these beautiful staging points here, staging here, staging here. But some of the other tables are going to be much more favorable to shooting. So like if I go over here to look at this one, this table is going to be a lot more favorable to shooting, and I really kind of hope I don't get this table. So it's a really interesting concept for the game to have randomized terrain layouts, because when you have these randomized terrain layouts, it really stops people from bringing skew lists. Because if you're a gun line and you get, like, I don't know, say this table, basically you're going to lose, because your opponent's going to be on a stage here, they're going to be on a stage here, and you're never going to get to shoot them. But if you get one of the open ones, you're going to win. So it really encourages people not to take huge gunline skews, or honestly huge melee skews. My melee skew is a little bit different simply because I have that 12-inch movement, which makes a world of difference. So we're going to see how this tournament goes. Today's Friday. We're going to play 2 matches today. It's 2 matches on Saturday and 2 matches on Sunday. I'm really looking forward to giving you guys the update on how this goes, and I'll give you my thoughts. And if my opponents are up for it, then we'll take pictures and we'll record it with them as well. We've already got a ton of people showing up. There will be 64 players. It's going to be an absolute blast, and we'll catch up with y'all in a bit. Okay, so we're here for round 1. I got my opponent, Max. Max, say hello. So Max is bringing the sisters. She's got some disgusting and terrifying and beautifully painted sisters who are on the battlefield. Lots of Arcos. We got the Crusader Blob. I'm all deployed across. This is going to be Crucible Battle Priorities Target. So this is round number 1. We're going to roll off live to see who goes first, and we'll be back at the end to review it. You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, baby. Ooh, a 2. Turn 1 to the Blood Angels. All right. Best of luck, baby. Awkward left handshake. There we go. Cheers. And this is going to be the end of round 1. So it did end 84-73 to the Blood Angels. As you see, there's not much left alive. I really thought I had it in the bag in round 2, and then Max went like Super Saiyan, and and then he weirdly like lost Super Saiyan. So this is a crazy swingy game. It was a total blast. This is just crazy. Morvenval whiffing into Lamartes, Lamartes whiffing into Morvenval, happening twice, fighting on death, doing nothing. It was just nonsense. This was an awesome first round. No easy rounds at this tournament. Max, thanks so much for your time, buddy. Appreciate you.
Thanks so much.
All right, we'll be back in round 2. Okay, so we are in round 2 at the Battle of GothCon. So it is the Blood Angels arrayed on Hammer and Anvil against the Imperial Guard. I'm actually really worried about this. This is vital ground. This is very terrifying. There's a lot of good shooting lanes here, but I do have some speed on my side. So we got Mr. Johan. Johan, say hi. Johan's an awesome guy, and we're about to have a great match. We're just going to roll off on screen to see who goes first. Oh, is that his ice tray? You spicy meeks. You saucy meeks. 1 to me. Oh, let's try again. Oh, gosh. Come on. One more time. All right. First, Mr. Johan. Best of luck, buddy. Have a good game. Cheers. Okay, and we're here at the end of Battle Round 5 for the Blood Angels versus Imperial Guard. I've got a Ball Predator. I've got some of my Captain Squad left, 2 Scouts, and that's about it. Don't pay attention to that Reaper. He's very dead. and Imperial Guard is gone. This was a bloodbath. This was a crazy game. So basically, after round 1, I was super nervous because he obliterated my entire Van Vet squad. And then my round 1 happened, and I killed like 4 tanks in a turn. It was kind of bananas, and it was back and forth, and then I was just able to keep the pressure on to keep him from scoring. It was a great game. Appreciate your time. Thanks so much for playing, buddy.
It was great.
And hopefully we get to play again, man. All right, so we'll be back tomorrow with round 3. Okay, and we're here for game number 3. I'm playing against Thomas, the legend. So Thomas is bringing the Grey Knights. This is going to be on Purge the Foe and Sweeping Engagement. So we got our Nemesis Dread Knights everywhere. We got a Grandmaster and a bunch of Terminators. So it is going to be a very spicy game. I've got my guys all laid out. We are ready to play. We're just going to go ahead and roll off on screen to see who goes first, or who goes second, rather. Fuck. Ah, damn it. I'll go first. Thomas, best of luck, buddy.
Thank you. You do the same to you.
Cheers. All right, so at the end of round 3, it was Blood Angels' victory. We did take the Grey Knights. This was actually a really close one. I was really worried. I went second, and the guy Thomas made some amazing plays. He did make an error, and I was able to capitalize on it right in round 4. And because of that, I was able to swing the game. Dude, this is a tough match. This was an awesome game. So thanks so much, Thomas. Really appreciate you. I think the final score was 92 to 79, I think.
Yeah.
Good game, buddy. Cheers, man.
Good game.
All right, so we're here for round 4. I'm with Mr. Ricard. Hello, Ricard. Say hello.
Nice to meet you.
And so today, you are an amazing person. Today we're running the Adeptus Mechanicus against the Sons of Sanguinius. This is round 4. This is actually really tight. We're both undefeated, so we are both in the running. It's a big game, baby. So we just rolled off. This is going to be Donivore, excuse me, and supply drop. So we're about to roll off for the supply drop fields. So you just want to roll a dice, 1 and 2. It's that one. 3 and 4, 5 and 6 for the alpha.
For alpha?
Yep.
1,
So
2,
1,
3,
2.
4, 5.
Yes, sir. All right. So this will be the alpha.
Yep. That removes first.
Yep. And then
4 up. So this is omega.
1 through 3, 4 through 6. Okay. All right. 4 up.
Okay,
That's
4 up omega.
All right. So that's the omega. All right. That's not the way I wanted it, but we're good to go. All right, baby. Best of luck, and we'll be back after the game. Cheers. Okay, so Ricard and I are here at the end, and as you can see, there's a lot of AdMech alive, and there is not many Blood Angels alive. Okay. I did end up taking it only because of supply drop, because I was able to secure supply drop, and I got a 9-point victory, so I got an 11-9 WTC style. Ricard, thanks so much for your game, buddy. You were awesome. Appreciate you. I think we both learned a lot from this game,
for sure.
And this is great. So we'll be back in round 5, and we'll see how it goes, guys. Okay, so this was a massacre. Now, we did not actually do a pre on this round, simply because this was we got switched tables the last minute, so we got a little rush. So I was playing Rasmus. Say hi, Rasmus.
Hello.
Rasmus was playing the Adeptus Custodes, and he played an incredible game. This was Search and Destroy and Scorched Earth, and it came down to, did I draw a secondary I could score in round 5? I drew Storm Hostile. I was able to do it on a sticky objective. So I ended up taking the round 80-68. This was a badass game. And holy crap, was it close. Rasmus, thanks so much for playing, buddy.
Thank you.
We'll be back with one last round, and we will see if we can take the tournament. All right, guys. So this is the finals of the tournament. It's actually really nerve-wracking. I'm playing Andreas Holm, the legend. Hello. So this is going to be Drukhari versus Blood Angels. Both of us hate each other's list, but we love each other. So this is a bloody matchup. It's going to be take and hold on Search and Destroy. No one wants to go first. Let's roll to see who goes first.
All right, orc dice.
Orc dice to orc dice.
It's a 3-2-2, so I get to go first.
All right, Andreas. Best of luck, brother.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right, my man. Let's have a great game. Cheers. The end of the round for the final score for the tournament, we have the champion, Andreas Holm. Drukhari did take the Blood Angels, and it was actually a massacre. It was obliteration. I think it was 92-38. The Blood Angels got raffle stomped in this particular matchup. I had a blast. Andreas just played the army completely beautifully. I made a few errors, but in all reality, I just need experience playing against Drukhari, and it was awesome, man. Thanks for teaching me. You did a great job. Super fun game, buddy. And this was an awesome experience at the tournament. I thought I had the victory in the sights, but I ran into a champion, which is always a fun time. All right, we'll be back later, and I'm going to do an overview for the whole tournament, guys. Thanks. All right, and then finally, closing thoughts on the way the tournament went. I absolutely had a blast. I thought it was all really awesome. I'm actually going to post a part 2 to this, where I'm going to be interviewing Shetzel, who is my admin and one of my best friends, and we're going to be going a little more in depth into how the pairings and the matchups worked and the entire structure of the whole tournament. If you're a tournament organizer and you see this, dude, this was a great way to run a tournament. If you're an aspiring tournament organizer, it's a great way to run a tournament. If you are a player looking for some really high-level competition, it is an amazing tournament that I really encourage you to try to attend next year. So as far as my particular list was concerned, the Blood Angels list, which we already went over, I'm not going to change it. Honestly, it was a total rock star. It did absolutely everything I needed it to do. There was no unit in the game that fluffed more than on one turn, on more than like once. Like, okay, my Vindicator had one game where it didn't do a great job. It also had 3 games where it did an incredible job, and then 2 that were like, eh. So that is just incredible for me. So no, I don't need to replace the Vindicator. The Ball Predator was incredible in 2 rounds. It was in 4 rounds. So that is freaking awesome for me. So it's the first time I've ever built a list and I've taken it all the way through a major tournament. And at the end of it, I said, you know what, man? I don't need to change it. I think the list is freaking good. I do have a few ideas for another style of Blood Angels list I want to try to build. But as far as this list is concerned, I think it's Super Saiyan, man. I think it has reached its final form. So anyway, look out for that part 2. It's probably going to be up later today as well. It might be up tomorrow. But anyway, thanks so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And if all of you guys are looking to get into more higher level Warhammer 40k play, I am officially announcing the start of Happy Crumpin' Wargaming Season 2, the TTS tournament. We will be launching on, I believe it's the 8th of April. So that's going to be in about a week from today, where list submission will be due. It is only going to be available for our members of the Discord. So if you're not a member, you can join up by either signing up as a YouTube membership or on a Ko-Fi or Coffee membership. That'll be linked down below for you to do it. Once you sign up, just make sure that you link your respective account with Discord, so it'll give you automatic role access to the Discord. So looking forward to seeing everyone there. It's going to be a 5-week tournament. You will be able to change your list every single week. You have to stick with the same faction, but you can change basically any other details. You can change your detachment. You can change your list. There will only be 1 day available for list editing in between each round, and that is to stop people from abusing list editing to get like advantages on over opponents. And you will not be able to list tailor, because that day that you're allowed to edit is going to be before you find out who your next opponent is. So there was no list tailoring as well. We are going to be using WTC scoring, and WTC terrain, because what we're leading up to is a really strong introduction to team play to the server, where we're going to do a draft system so that we're going to get individual captains who are all really high level players in the Discord to draft from our other members, so that we can get everyone a really great informative experience of how teams work up. But that'll be in a while. So this tournament is going to be singles. So hope to see all of you there. If you have any troubles, you can always shoot me an email, or you can private message me on Discord, and I typically always respond to those. I generally only talk about helping with problems or with like coaching calls. So if it's just like, hey man, what's up? Do that in the Discord. I'm super happy to talk to you there, and I really appreciate your attention. But anyway, guys, I hope you all have a freaking awesome day. Thanks so much for hanging out today. Cheers.